Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? I pray all is well with you and your families. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Nancy, and in this channel I share with you my story, my trauma story, how God has delivered me from the pain of my prison of pain, I call it. And I share with you how I overcame some of the dysfunctions that were left with this trauma, and how I am still overcoming some of the dysfunctions. I don't know if there's a place where you reach where you are normal if you went through something traumatic as a child. If there's such a place, I am still in this journey to find that place. But it's for now, I am satisfied with what God is doing in my life. So I come here and I try and share some of the stories, so that if you are one of those persons or people who is going through your own trauma pains, whatever that trauma is left behind, I'm here to share my story so that maybe you might learn something from it, or hear it out, and you will be able to seek your own healing your own way. But the important thing is you have to seek healing, whether you're going to seek it through God, which is the perfect answer, or you're going to do both God and therapy, because both are really good. But do something, because we know that just staying in that painful prison is not a joke, and it's just hurting you more and more. So yeah, I try and share with you in this channel how I cope with some of the things I'm still battling with, and how I'm going through this journey. So you will find that I post a video about a story, a testimony, if you want to call it like that, of what I went through, how God taught me in that journey of whatever of that season of whatever pain that I will be in. But also I also share some of the things that help me to cope with my pain, or whatever scars that were left behind, because you can be healed, but we know that if it's a trauma that is, I don't know your trauma, but talking about my trauma, which is a sexual trauma, it's, even if you are healed and you have forgiven the person, there's a scar. So what the devil will do is, he knows that you are healed, but he is not going to sleep or say, oh yeah, he's healed, let me leave this person alone. It seems like he tries to lure you back into that prison of pain. So that's why it's a journey. That's why you have to stay on top of your healing, by doing what helped you to heal in the first place. So for me, I try to share those type of videos, like healing, I'm sorry, I try to share videos like cleaning, exercising videos, cleaning videos, cooking videos, organization videos, some family videos, things like that, because those things help me in my healing. So when you see me doing an organizational video, I'm not just organizing. In that moment when I'm doing it, I'm actually looking into myself, what's left in there, because something can sneak up on me anytime. It can just sneak up, and then you realize it maybe 3 weeks that, oh, something sneaked up on you, and you went back right into that old behavior. So I try to share with you things that help me. So, hopefully if there's something you can learn from my mistakes, then that's good. But if not, at least you can get the help that you need, so that you don't stay in that prison of pain, or prison of poor me, or forever. There is hope, there is healing. We are already healed, we are already in the place of victory. It's just up to you. It's a choice, really. It's a choice if you want to be free from whatever you went through or you want to stay in it. It's really up to you. It's your choice. So that's what I share in this channel, guys. So guys, today I'm talking about identity crisis. So in my situation, identity crisis looked like this. I was all over the place. I was confused. I was very insecure. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't know who I was. I didn't even love myself. I hated me. I didn't know how to fit in because I didn't know who I was, so you wouldn't know where to fit in exactly. Then when a season changes, let's say there's a loss, a death, I conformed to whatever was happening around me. Let's say if people around me are all going to nursing school, then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna do nursing. That's what I want to do. Then I do nursing for a season and then I quit because I find out that's not me. Or people around you are doing what else, like hair. Oh, I want to do hair. Then I conform to that. I want to do hair. Like I was just unstable in all my ways, really, very unstable. So that's how identity crisis looked like. And you know, it became so bad. Oh, another thing is you want people to define you, who are around you. Like, now tell me who I am. How can somebody tell you who you are when you don't know who you are? You know, so I became so bad that even with my parents, I would like call my mom and I'm like asking my mom, what did I wanted to do when I was young? What did I do? What did I play with? Because I was so desperate now, like, how can I don't know what I want to do? Because my family or friends will be asking, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What are you going to school to do? I don't know. And it becomes so much pressure. It became this pressure, like, to knowing what am I supposed to do here on earth. So I would call my mom. I would bother my mom. I would ask my mom, like, mom, what did I wanted to do? What type of things did I play with when I was young? Poor my mom. I expected her to know. I was like, before like when I was 5 years old, tell me, what did I like to do? What did I like to play with? I'm asking this to my mom, trying to get a definition from my mom. Who remembers what their child will be playing with at 5 years old? You know, my mom tried. She would tell me all these things that I like. There's a young girl, but guess what? All that my mom told me is what I had created already. And because she didn't know the situation, I created this person that was a fake person. So what my mom was defining was already my pain. So it frustrated me even more because I was like, you're telling me things that I'm faking. That's not me. I want to know me. What did I like to do before my trauma? But I never got that answer. So I was busy looking for that answer in people. My husband, I would ask my husband, what do you think I'm good at? Or ask my friends, what do you think I'm good at? Can you list 5 things that I'm good at, 5 things that I'm really bad at? And, you know, trying to outsource information from people who I love because I didn't know myself. So that it became that bad because I just didn't know where to begin, who to ask. The people tried their best. My mom tried their best. Even when they came here, I would like bother my dad. What do you think I'm good at? What do you think I'm good at? They would tell me all these things that I'm good at and explain, and oh yeah, you did this when you were a young girl. But to me, because I already knew that it was all fake, I was acting out to cover something else. So it wasn't my answer. It wasn't the answer I was looking for. You understand? But when you don't know who you are, you don't love yourself, you don't know what you want to do in life, you don't know where you belong, you are lost, you are everywhere, you are unstable, low self-esteem, all these things just sticking on your identity, you then will always be seeking validation from people, seeking people to define you, seeking people's approval, seeking people's love. So it's so for me, I was just seeking outwardly. I never went inside because I was afraid of my inside. I just didn't like me. So if there was no way I was going to go within. So that's why I was just running outside for attention. I was just going outside, outwardly. So that will happen when you are in this identity crisis. That's what happened with me. But really, I didn't know at that time that really my answer was within. My answer was within where God resides. I had to go within myself to find that answer. So really for me, I discovered then that the number one source of my identity crisis was, of course, my childhood trauma, but then other traumatic situations will make your identity crisis even worse. Like for me, when my friends died or my parents died or loss of any loved ones that I love dearly, when they went to be with the Lord, that added again to that identity crisis. And then you find out that when you get married young, that's another issue. If you get married young, when you don't know yourself, it's not going to help the situation. You are going to even move away from knowing you. And then when you become a wife, you're adding again that's wife. It's the same thing. A parent, I mean, if you become a parent, that's another ID problem, because now you are trying to figure out, how can I raise another human being when I don't know who I am? You see, that's another ID problem, identity crisis problem. Me then, each trauma brought its own definition of my identity. I became that person according to the situation that was happening around me. So let's say if it was a death, it's sadness. I would conform to that sadness and become whatever was happening in that season. So that becomes your identity, because you're trying to find who you are. Who am I now that this person is gone? Who am I now that I have a child? Who am I now that I am now a wife? So it's just this different identities that will be sticking on you every time season changes. For me, having a really deep relationship with God, what I would do now to cope with this identity crisis is I would be a perfectionist, extreme perfectionist, because I didn't know how to cope. I needed something to identify me, or anger. I would drown in anger, or I would drown in isolation, don't want to be around anyone. People call me, come this, I'll make excuses. That's what happens. You isolate yourself. Not for everyone. For me, I just isolated myself more and more. I drowned in perfectionism, like extreme anger. I just didn't want to talk no more. I was so miserable. So at the peak of my frustration with this identity crisis, not knowing what I wanted to do, changing jobs, like I don't know how many jobs, when I became sick and tired of myself, that's when I really when I sought for God, and that's when the game changed. And my coping now, when I started knowing a little bit about God, I started coping with exercising more and cleaning with a purpose. Instead, like for example, when I did my extreme cleaning, I would put music to distract what I was thinking. But after God, when God really opened my eyes, my cleaning now, I don't put any noise in my ear, because now I want to hear what my my thought process is like, where is my pain? What am I angry with? What's going on? Why am I cleaning something that is clean already? So now I'm able to hear that thinking process now without the noise inside my ear, because inside me was already noisy. That's the example I can give. I started doing more self-examinations, and this is not including like self-pity or self-pride or anything like that. It was more like really digging deep to the walls that I had built around me. So I started doing that more. I started meditating more on scriptures, especially if I'm going through any situation. Let's say if it's anger issues, then I would find scriptures about that, about what talks about anger, and meditate on those scriptures. So I started doing that more. That's how I started coping. And then I started what else, doing those like reorganize something if I'm really frustrated, cleaning, cooking, all those things. Nothing changed. It's how I did it, it's my perspective that changed. So instead of like, oh, I'm not gonna clean no more, I just changed how I cleaned and how I saw things. So I would use cooking as a therapy session, I'll use cleaning as a therapy session, I'll use exercising as a therapy session, and so forth. So for example, the videos that I put in this channel, like cooking, cleaning, organization videos, exercising videos or family videos, I share with you guys to show you that that's really my healing journey. That's how I continue in this healing journey, because now I use those things as my therapy, really. Because really, when I'm cleaning, I'm checking my mind. I'm intentionally checking what's going on in my mind, because like I said before, the devil is trying to lure you back to that pain. So when you like lay low and say, you know what, I got it, and that's when he comes in. He sneaks in when you are really like laid and relaxed. So that's why I try to just always stay on top of the things that I do. I just try to do those things, but intentionally knowing like, okay, what am I doing here? Why am I reclaiming? There's something going on. Okay, I'm organizing. So let's see what needs to be reorganized inside me. That's what I'll be doing. So that really helps me. Basically, I try to be aware of my emotions now. Really look deep within all the time. Like, it's an intentional thing for me. And doing what I love, hanging with friends, where, you know, I'm hanging out with my close friends more now. You know, doing what I love to do, expressing myself. And another thing that is very important when you start discovering who you are, when God starts opening your eyes, you have to really stop worrying about people's judgments or people's opinions about you. Stop pleasing people, because that's what comes with identity crisis, because you try to please people so that they can define you. But once you start learning who you are, you really need to stop doing that, and that becomes your intentional thing to make sure, okay, am I doing it because I want the same people to come back and give me an applaud, or am I doing it because I want to, I'm loving it, or whatever? That has to become like an intentional moment for you every time. I said all this to say, if you are battling with identity crisis, what I eventually did was I just started seeking God for my answers. I didn't get the answers that I wanted from the outside. I had to come back to myself and seek the one who made me, the one who knows me more than I know myself. I had to seek him and know him so that I can know who I am. So that's the number one thing I can advise you to do. Seek God for yourself. Align yourself with God until you get the answers you need. And then when you are aligning yourself with him, you really need to trust and believe what the word is telling you. Like, let's say if you are meditating on Psalms 139:14, what does it say? I praise you because I am fearfully, wonderfully made. Is that the one? You because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that fully well. Then you now need to say, okay, God, what does that mean for me? Am I wonderfully made even after all that, when I'm feeling like I am a nobody, I am whatever you call yourself? Ask him that. Let him give you the answers. Because once you start meditating on that scripture, you need to believe what it's saying. Am I really fearfully and wonderfully made? Am I, Lord? Am I? How? How am I fearfully and wonderfully made? How then was this allowed to happen if I'm fearfully and wonderfully made? How can I become fearfully and wonderfully made after all this? God will give you the answers. Or you can meditate, I used to meditate on and question the scripture, 2 Corinthians 5:17, about we are his creation. We are like new. All things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Something like that. Go look it up. I was like, okay, so if I'm a new creation, it means the old baggage, the old me with the confused me is old news, because I'm the righteousness of God. So what does that mean? You have to ask questions to God and he will answer. Or even Ephesians 2 verse 10 that says, for we are his creation, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared ahead of time so that we should walk in them. Really? So how would I walk in these good works, Lord? How? You have to really go deeper with these scriptures to understand exactly what it means in your situation. Because once you understand what it means for your situation, now you are going to be able to organize your life according to this picture now you are imagining now, the new you. Because if he tells you this new you, he's gonna give you the picture of who you really are, and then you are now you have to try and work yourself to that picture. Like, okay, if God told me that I'm this person, how can I get to be that person? Now it's your homework now to align yourself to get the healing that you need to get to that person that he's saying you are. And you just have to ask God to help you to destroy those walls, those Jura walls that you created for yourself around you to protect you. Because as long you are inside those walls, it doesn't matter what people will say. It doesn't matter. For example, for me, I would go to church and they say, oh, deliverance, or those who want to be delivered from anger issues or delivered from unforgiveness, come. You go up front there, they lay their hands on top of you, pray for you. If your understanding doesn't align to what they are doing, it's just waste of time. I would go there. I didn't understand what they were doing. The minute I get out of the church, I'm already angry. The demons were just waiting for me to get out of the church, and I'll just go back right in my old ways because my understanding was minimal. So I didn't understand. So when you go deeper with this word, now you are just going to understand, like, okay, if if your leader say, okay, come be delivered, you are now going to really go to God and say, what does this mean? am I going to be miraculously be delivered, and then I don't, when they pray for me, my anger is just going to go away just like that? What does that mean? Oh, I need to work on this anger like this and this and this. You will get the answers. But if you don't have that understanding, you just walk in there in the church, come out with more problems. Go in, come out with more bitterness. Go in, come out with more unforgiveness because of because you're not understanding. So that's why I always say it's very important, if you are someone in this situation of trauma pains, to seek God truly for yourself, for your understanding. Let him do the work. And you just do what you need to do by getting the books that you need for your situation, getting the help that you need. If therapy is going to work for you and with God, you do that. Because as long as you do something, you just don't want to remain in that painful situation of your past. It's already past. So you don't want to remain there. The people that have hurt you have already moved on or dead. And then you are here just in that pain. It's not helping you. It's only when I started seeking God, when my eyes were opened, when I started seeing what I was running from, when I started seeing all those walls that I had created, why I was doing the stuff that I was doing, the habits that I had mastered, the negative habits, the anger, the whatever issues were in my life. That's when I started seeing the real thing, the real deal of everything, really. So really, at the end of the day, it's a choice. It's your choice. I just tell my story. You can learn from it, or you can just hear it and you seek your own healing, your own way from God, and do that. As long you don't stay in that painful situation, then you will conquer, you will win. God is no respecter of persons. So I'm just telling you, you can be free. You can be free from that prison of pain, because it's not fun, it's not easy. It's easy when people say, oh, why are you stuck in that? Get out of yourself. It's very easy to tell people that, but the journey is never easy. But I am telling you that I've been in this journey. I'm still in this journey. And if there's that place where we are going to be like, oh, I'm now normal, if I reach that place, I'll be sharing with you guys. But as for now, I'm enjoying every minute of what God is doing, and I'm seeking and I'm making sure I'll remain in this journey, because it's way, way better than the pain that was the painful prison that I had created for myself. So yeah, this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful to somebody. I will keep sharing what I can, and I will try and make as many videos as I can, so you can see some of the ways that help me in my coping, in my healing journey and all that. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.